On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
TGIT,
Thank God it's Thursday. Why did I say my name like that?
I didn't even hear it. I can't even hear anything. I can't even think about anything because we're coming out with a fucking book.
You guys.
A book.
A fucking book. This has been something we've been working on for the past year.
Longer.
I
was like going through my phone with Olivia the other day because I was with her in Ventura. She was like at some craft thing and I went with her. And that was the first time I like sat down and started writing. I was like, perfect. I'll be in this little seaside town.
You're right. I was living at my old house and I remember sitting in my bed.
Typing away.
I
can't believe it. There's so much that has gone into this, literal blood, sweat, and tears.
Yes.
And it means so much to us.
We were going over our intro and our epilogue today and Spencer started crying.
I did. It made me emotional because I'm just like, holy shit. Like,
it is emotional.
It's a pinch me moment. Not everyone gets to write a book and we got to do it together.
And Penguin is publishing it and it just feels surreal to even say that. It's a real book.
We've scammed him again.
We've done it again, honey.
The team has been absolutely incredible and everyone that we've worked with has just been so amazing and we'll probably save some of that for later. I'm sure we're going to have a lot to talk about. The book does not come out until August, but we are officially wrapped up on all the writing and everything and just it does not feel real.
It does not feel real. We have learned so much about books during this whole process, and the pre-sale is the most important thing, you guys.
It is. So if you can please pre-order the book.
Honey, you don't have to come to another live show. You don't have to buy a cameo. You don't have to do anything for us. Please buy this book.
This is our Christmas wish.
Our Christmas wish.
But you know what I will say is the most incredible part of all of it is that you and I, everybody I think at this point knows, like we like to be around each other. Like we do the show together, but we're with each other pretty much every day when we're not doing the show. And the book was something that was so big that we haven't gotten to talk to you guys about that required even spending more time together. I think it's so special that we were able to like sit and write in tandem with each other and there wasn't fucking any bullshit. It just like all flowed so well and it was just, I've had a really good time writing a book with you.
I've had the time of my life doing everything with you. So
we're just on the ride. We're in it for the long haul. Pre-orders are important. We're not like this major fucking entity where it's like, oh, no problem. We can sell thousands and thousands of copies of a book. So please buy it because we have been working on it. I feel like we hinted like a long time ago on the show, like a book.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe something to read. And here it is.
We're dumbasses. Authors.
Oh, yeah, actually, that's authors.
That's author Madison Reyes and author Spencer Henry.
Yes.
This book is for you Geoffs and for hopefully some new people that want to, go on a little journey through death. We need to tell them what the title is.
Yes, it's Obituary, the Big
Hot
Book
of Death.
Ooh. And it's so fitting. And just seeing our girly on the cover and everything, as you guys can probably hear, we're very, very excited over here. And it means so much because none of this would even be possible without you guys listening to us. But that's just not enough. You have to buy it as well. Okay?
Okay.
As for what you could expect from the book, I'm sure we're going to go into more detail and we'll talk about this a bunch more. And we're probably not going to shut up about the book. But you're going to see a lot of the stuff that we talk about on the show, which is cool in one hand because it's going to be like this very physical item that encompasses so much of what we talk about already. But it's also going to have new information in there, new stories, stuff we haven't talked about on the show. And that now I'm pissed because we can't talk about it yet until the book comes out. It's just going to be good. It's really good. And we're both really, really proud of it.
Really, really proud. Proud of you, girly.
Proud of you. Did it. Speaking of spending time together, we just had a lovely vacation together.
I know. It was weird to not work.
Yeah, we traveled so much this year for work. And this was the first time, I think, this year that we actually just traveled just for fun. So we went to, our friend Ash got married.
Beautiful wedding.
Beautiful wedding. We got to see so many of our network friends there.
That was cool. That was cool to meet the whole Morbid network, all the people we haven't met. And we danced the night away.
Oh, led a conga line.
We got ready in a Bass Pro parking lot. My ass was out.
That's the real us. It's changing into a suit. And
you had to like pull up my Spanx. I'm like, fuck.
I was just like naked. I'm like, oh, well, I don't know what to do. The bolo tie's got to hang somewhere. We did. We went to the wedding. And then that night, we drove to Salem.
Woke up in Salem, both of us dead from all the dancing.
Oh, we were
our bodies.
We're like, oh, are we not in our 20s anymore, I guess?
Both of our hips.
Yeah, I was like, my hip hurts. You were like, mine too.
Wait, no. Morning.
The fire alarm? Yeah. Oh my God, you guys.
We're already tired because of just jet lag and the time difference and stuff. We get to the hotel at probably midnight Boston time or Massachusetts time. And
same thing, babe.
Whatever, I don't know. And we go to sleep and I'm like, cool, I'm going to get like 9 hours of sleep. You know, I was like excited, had my alarm set and everything, excited to go to bed. Go to bed, wake up to the most loud, horrendous beeping at 7 a.m. And I look at my phone like, oh shit, my alarm's going off. But then this little woman's voice started saying like, this is a fire alarm. You must
evacuate.
Please evacuate. And I was so scared. I jumped out of bed, put on like my little Rumpelstiltskin cowboy boots. And I had my pajamas on and I ran down the stairs. Then you didn't come waltzing out till 20 minutes later, like fully dressed.
I heard the alarm and I said, you know what? I don't smell flames. I don't hear nothing. Everyone's going to get, that works. Fire is going to get mad at me right now. But I was like, oh, come on. So I like fully took my time, getting ready. I was like,
the whole hotel was out in front.
You called me. You were like, well, we're all down here waiting for you. And I was like, I'm coming. No, it wasn't 20 minutes, but I did take time to put on but I also sleep naked and you know that. So I was like, I have to put clothes on anyways. So
yeah. Now, what were you going to do if we had to share rooms during the tour? Because we were going to until I snored the first night.
I wore boxer briefs that night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wore
that would be so weird.
I don't know. Considering we were just taking our progress pictures in my bedroom, I don't think there's a lot of secrets between us.
Oh, God.
Authors. Okay, but after Salem, so we did like a full day there. It was incredible. We posted little clips of it on Patreon, but
freezing.
I want to talk. It was cold. We won't share all our gripes. We did some good stuff too. So like after that, we spent the day going to all the different museums. I mean, if you go to Salem, I would actually recommend, it's not the most luxe, but I would stay at the Hotel Salem.
The Hotel Salem.
Hotel Salem. Sorry, I still have an accent from when we were in Salem. I stay at the Hotel Salem. Mm-hmm. Hotel Salem, because it's right in the heart of everything. It's near all the kitschy things, all the little museums. All the museums take 10 minutes to get through. But the most iconic one was one that Ellie, who wrote the LA Magazine article
that was the
about
best
us,
one.
She was like, you guys have to hit up the Salem Witchboard Museum. And Madison's like, oh yeah, we got to do it. And at first I was like, I'm fucking sick of these museums. We've done 20 of them and they're all just wax figures of people. But we ended up doing it, and it was incredible.
Yeah.
So incredible that I ended up just doing a full Cult Leader episode on it.
Oh,
and I think it
love
comes out
that.
the Tuesday before this or the Tuesday after this.
Okay.
But all about the history of the Ouija board, which is
Cool.
really cool to learn about.
The owner there was so cool too.
Yes.
And I remember him saying something like, you know, people always ask me, he's like, I have hundreds and hundreds of Ouija boards, some that have been sent to me because they're too haunted. And I've been asked, like, well, do they haunt you? Does anything weird happen? And he's like, you know what? He's like, I've never had any bad feelings about them, and I have them in my house as well. And he's like, it's like with anything, the energy that you give it is going to be the energy you get back. And I'm like, okay, I like that.
Yeah, I think he had a really good outlook on it, and it was just incredible to see all of the different like designs that they had for Ouija boards in the past.
Cool.
And then looking more in depth into some of the stories that we learned about while we were there was really like mind blowing because there's quite a few tragedies associated with Ouija boards, and some of them are pretty cut and dry. But then,
Wait, like real deal ones?
Homicides.
Is this what you talked about?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta go listen.
I know. And so we did all that, and then that night,
Wait a second.
yeah,
We got our tarot cards read.
we sure did.
We had to like go into this little tent kind of thing in some store.
I was like listening to Madison.
Oh, I listened to your whole thing. I heard you dying laughing because I was about to say the witch asked me, the tarot card reader.
She probably is.
Yeah. I just don't want to assume, but she asked me like, what do you want to talk about? I was like, my dogs. Can you read my dogs?
And she's like, no, do you just have one small dog with a different eye? Or
Yeah.
I was like,
no.
sitting out there, I was like, honey, what? I got to go next. She told me I'm not going to find love till February or March.
She did say, she said, you need to stop being so controlling with your husband. Because I'm like crazy, especially when I'm away. Like, did you lock the door? Did you do this? And she's like, he's got it. I'm like, I know he's got it, but I just wouldn't be me if I weren't calling and nagging.
Yeah, it's your love language.
Yeah.
And then that night we went on a ghost tour with Jeremiah from the Black Cat Ghost Tours. That was his name, right?
I think so. Yes.
And
he was great.
It was great. We had a lot of fun on that. And it was cool because I think a lot of people don't know what ghost tours actually entail. So I'm just going to say it because I feel like some people go with the expectation like, are we going to look for good? Like,
Yeah.
And it's like most of the time, because I've done them in a few cities now, they take you around to the different like spots where things have happened or where there's reported activity. But it was just like fun to be in Salem walking through these really old cemeteries. And
Beautiful.
and it was
Cobblestone streets.
But we did so much in that day. We ate at a bunch of places. We did a ton of things.
We drove to Marblehead.
Which was so cool. And we went to Hocus Pocus house, all of it.
Oh my God, all of it.
Yeah, Marblehead was beautiful.
Yeah.
They got that old money over
Honey,
there.
they got
Marblehead.
Yeah, okay. We were walking around and we're like, we'd like to live here, maybe.
Yeah, I'd like to weekend in Marblehead. But then we were like, I like looked at the map and I was like, we're not that far from Rhode Island. And I've never been to Rhode Island. Like, do you want to go?
Yeah.
And so we went to Rhode Island, and first we went to Providence, which is like the capital, and we were in that like Wayland Square or whatever. Was that what it was called?
Oh, that was in Rhode Island. Yeah, it was like a college town by, what's that college?
You know the one. Was it Brown?
Brown University? Maybe, yeah. Yeah, Rhode Island. Yeah, Brown University. So it was like college town. Not what we expected.
No, remember that couple laughed at us at Starbucks?
Oh, they were laughing at us.
I was ready to fight. But we had fun, and we went to, I've always wanted to go to Newport, because there's that, I'm sure you guys have seen on like Instagram or TikTok, that Keel James Patrick guy. He does like all the very holiday-ish things. And I was like, I want to go and like see Newport, Rhode Island, blah, blah, blah. And so we went down there, and that was so beautiful.
Okay, we ate at this place called like the Red Parrot or something, and it was like a very old restaurant, and they have the best French onion soup. You know, I'm a French onion soup girly.
She is a French onion soup connoisseur.
The best. And then we went to this Keel
James Patrick
store, did a little shopping, and then drove around. And honey, that is old money.
Oh, the mansions out there. We were like, this makes Beverly Hills look like the fucking slums.
Yeah.
They've got like the Vanderbilt mansion there. And
Yep.
incredible.
Beautiful. Right on the water, too. It just...
Oh, but slow drivers. Do you remember trying to drive?
You were losing it.
I was like, oh my God, get out of the road. I was like, just everybody in Rhode Island drive 5 fucking miles. Is that like a thing?
There's a lady on a bicycle with like a basket on her bike, like
Just
next
in
to
front
us.
of the cars.
In front of the cars, and you were, I remember you screaming like, your days are numbered.
I told you, I was like, open the door, Madison.
Clothesliner.
Evil. I was like, oh God. But then we drove back to Boston that night because we had to fly back home the next day. But that night.
Wait, fuck that hotel.
Fuck that hotel. So got to our hotel near Boston. We get there. Madison checks in. Fine. I'm fucking over it at this point, mind you. We've been like traveling all day, and I get there, and the little twink at the front desk is like, just so you know, like, we don't have any, there's not going to be any bedding on your bed when you get to the room. There was an incident with the linen factory. And I was like,
what?
And it was like late. I was like, okay, like, when do you think they'll get here? He's like, I don't know. And I was, probably tonight. I was like, cool. I would love to have, the one thing a hotel is supposed to provide you is a bed.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. But I mean, I was nice. Obviously, I wasn't a dick or anything, but then we were like just kind of annoyed. And then we went to the restaurant at the hotel because we're like, all right, we got time to kill. We go down to the restaurant. They will not come to our there's 3 people in there that will not come to our table.
Not come to our table.
And again, we've both worked in the service industry. I've worked in restaurant. I'm like, I know. Okay, it's fine. Like, take your time, blah, blah, blah. But I think we were just so tired and so hungry. So we ended up walking over to a cheesecake factory because let's keep it real. Okay? Let's go to the cheesecake
you can't
factory.
go wrong.
Can't go right, but you can't go wrong.
Well, it went wrong.
It went real wrong because Madison got in a fight. Well, tell them what happened. Paint the scene.
To preface, as Spencer said, we've both worked in the service industry. I've worked in retail for so long. And I know that sometimes people have bad days and whatever. Like,
if you're a waiter and you're an asshole to me, I get it. We all have bad days.
Totally. And so we sat down. I got a skinny margarita. They brought it to me. It was great. We're eating, whatever. And I'm like, that was so good. Can I have another one? It wasn't our initial waiter. It was a different lady checking on us. And I was like, that was so good. Do you think I can have another skinny margarita? She's like, yeah, of course. I'll put it in right now. I'm like, cool. So she brings it and it's in a different glass and it's like dark colored. And I don't like to send anything back. I don't like to like make a big fuss. I fucking get what I get. But I was already so tired and I was like, I have to fly tomorrow. Like, I can tell there's a bunch of sugar in here. Like, I'm going to have a headache. I don't want to deal with it. So when she came back, I was like, hey, I'm so sorry, but I don't know if this is like skinny. I taste a lot of sugar. Is there any way I can
just get the other one?
Just get the other one. I'll pay for it, like whatever. And she wants to argue. And she says, well, actually, that's a skinny margarita because that is I know for a fact, because that is
only glass.
That's the only glass we use for that. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I was like, do you think I can just have the one that I had before then, whatever that one was? She's like, yeah, that was a regular margarita. I'm like, okay.
She was kind of,
She was like bitchy about it. But I was like, okay, like whatever. So then before she goes away, there's like 2 booths behind us and then the little register where you like put in food. So she goes over to that, pulls up our table, and then comes back and she said, just so you know, the other waiter put it in wrong, and that was a real margarita that you first had. And I was like, okay, like what?
Yeah, like, you're like, okay, can I have that again?
I just want a margarita that doesn't taste like sugar. Like, that's it. And whatever, it's not a big deal. So then later we're sitting there eating, having a good time. Then she comes back and I see her coming towards me, but then she stops because our original waiter was right there. And I see her talking to him and I'm within earshot because they're at that little register stand and we're 2 booths away. And it caught my eye because I saw her and she looked like she was like reprimanding him.
Like yelling at him.
Yeah. And so it caught my eye because I was like, I hope she's not fucking reprimanding him. Like, who cares, if he got the drink wrong or whatever. So I see her and then I can hear her and she's like totally kind of talking shit about me. Like she liked the drink that you got before and that is a real margarita and now she wants the real margarita and like just being bitchy about it.
Throwing hand movements.
Yeah. And then he laughs and he's like, I can't. And like rolls his eyes, walks away. And I'm like, oh, please, I've had it. And so she comes over and she's like, here's your drink. And I was like...
Madison pointed at her and said, I heard what you were saying about me.
And then she was like, what? And I was like, okay, Madison, don't fucking get into it, okay? Like, just say thank you. And so I did. And that was it. I don't even know if she heard what I said.
But now here's the other part of the story.
Wait. Then she walked away, saw our first waiter again, and I couldn't really hear what she was saying at that point, but he started laughing again and
they were
walked away.
bitches. And
they were bitchy.
But I didn't catch this because
You're facing the other way.
I was facing the other way. So I didn't hear or see or know anything. I just saw Madison point at this waitress who was bringing the drink and said, I heard what you were saying about me, by the way. And I was like, Madison. I was like, oh, I was mortified because I was like, oh no, not a fight at the Cheesecake Factory. I was like, I don't want to have to fight here. And I was like, it's okay. But then that little bitch ass waiter, the original one, did come over and he was like, oh, you should finish both your drinks.
Oh, they were bitchy. I'm sorry. They were fucking bitchy.
They were bitchy.
But then I got mad at you.
Yeah, you were like, you should have my back.
Yeah, I said, well, why don't you have my back?
But it's because I didn't hear
anything. You didn't hear the whole conversation.
So Madison and I walked out of the Cheesecake Factory mad.
Not talking to each other.
And then we got 4 steps away and I started laughing because it was so stupid. And then you started laughing and then I was like, what happened? I didn't hear any of it. And then you told me and then I was mad and then I was like hyped and I was like, oh, fuck them. But initially I was just like, did she have too much to drink? And she's just being a bitch to this lady. I was like, this is not normal.
No, I know. But we still left a very great tip. And
we called it Cheesegate. We kept calling it Cheesegate all night.
Cheesegate, yeah. And that is the story.
That was the story of the Cheesecake Factory. Sorry. Sorry if you came for a podcast.
I know. Sorry, guys. It was so weird.
So weird. Real asshole behavior, if you ask me.
Oh, you're right.
And speaking of, I feel like we were just talking. We didn't even get to all the topics today. We'll save some for next week.
We'll save some.
But this first one says, am I the asshole for not warning my brother about my wife's...
What?
I forgot I put this in here. For not warning my brother about my wife's special bench before he let his son nap on it.
What?
It says
special bench.
It says my wife has digestive struggles.
Oh.
And one of them is often being uncomfortably gassy. That sucks. Before she gets into bed at night, she will do what I assume is some kind of light yoga to try to work it out. Oftentimes, she will use a bench by a window because it helps her get into the right position. And she has a wedge pillow as well, and she says this helps her.
And then does she just fart?
Yeah. As a gag gift, I got a fan and set it next to the bench in front of the window. My wife thought it was hysterical and kept it there. She has always been lighthearted about it. I'm trying to be at least a little proper in talking about this, but we do call it the fart bench between us.
Okay, they're laughing about it. We can laugh.
Well, my brother and his kids came over for Thanksgiving and he wanted one down for a nap. The kid really likes to look at the sky to sleep. I think said kid is going to be a philosopher or artist.
Oh.
Anyway, my brother put him to bed on the bench. Later on, he came storming down all mad at me and told me that I should have warned him. I didn't know what he meant, and he said, my wife went into the bedroom and said, aw, nephew's sleeping on the fart bench. And then he got into an argument with me about it.
What?
I told him it's not like she passes she passes gas into the fabric. He said we were both immature and gross. I mean, yes, admittedly we are a little, but I think he's mad over nothing. Am I the asshole for not warning him what my wife uses the bench for before he let my nephew take a nap on it?
No, you're not an asshole. He needs to lighten the fuck up.
They're in your house. So if they want...
Honey, if you're in my house, everywhere's the fart bench, okay?
Gross. She's not lying. There's enough gas in that household.
Surprised that I wasn't blown up.
Yeah. I just thought, I don't know why I included that, but I guess I read it and I said, yep, need that for the show. This one is more in line. It says, am I the asshole for making the decision not to attend both my parents' future funerals? First of all, both my parents are alive, but my father is already getting to the last stages of his life and has been diagnosed recently with Alzheimer's. Also, my mother is not in the best of health herself. I love my parents very much, but I honestly feel like it'll be too hard on me mentally, emotionally, and physically. I honestly can't stand the thought of seeing either one in a box or being in the room with them in there. Also, I want my last memories of my parents to be ones of happiness and how I want to remember them. I know I won't be able to make it through a service. My mom, I don't want to say she accepted it, but she told me she understands fully why I can't do it. My dad, on the other hand, said, what do I care? I'll be dead. That being said, I've had recent discussions and heated arguments with my siblings over this. They said I'm being selfish and self-centered, and if they could be there, so can I. Attending my parents' funerals is something I just cannot do. Am I the asshole for deciding not to attend the funerals?
I think that you need to attend the funerals. Also, I think that it seems like you have such a great love for your parents that seeing them at their funeral is not going to be the only memory that you have. Like,
No.
There's going to be so many great memories, and I think that you'd kick yourself if you didn't go.
I think it sounds like almost like an obsessive thought or something about the parents' funerals, and I'm like, you should go to therapy for that, because that will help greatly. I can't even say like, oh, you'd regret not going, because it sounds like they have their belief like, I don't need to see that. Because for me, for instance, I've had loved ones die, and it's like, do you want to go see the body? And I've always said no.
That feels different though.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to, I wouldn't want to see my loved one in a morgue or, like.
But I'm just like, it's also like you go there because you support your family, you want to support your siblings. I think you have to go to your parents' funerals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you never know. They may be going to yours. I know that's fucking morbid, but
It's true.
But it does sound like, I mean, I used to be, I've had OCD since I was a kid. And before school, when I was like in third grade, I would have to go around the house and unplug all the lamps, all the even the microwave.
When I met
toaster.
you used to drive around with your toaster in the car.
Yeah. But because when I was younger, I had such a big fear of my mom passing away. Like when she would be late to pick me up from soccer practice or something, like if, there was traffic, like I was so afraid of that. So it sounds like, like an OCD.
An obsessive thought.
Yeah.
So hopefully that person gets help. And I mean, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, we have just talked their heads off.
Yes.
Should we just get into a side bitch?
Let's get into side bitch. Okay, mine's a TikTok, and I'm going to text it from the computer to your phone right now so that you can play the audio.
Okay.
But people have been tagging us in this, I don't know, rendition of an obituary, I guess. Did you get it?
This is my mom, the woman who raised me, and the reason I called a newspaper to ask if I could use the word in an obituary.
What was the word?
Okay, I guess I see it now. That was the actual photo that went to the paper, and this is her actual obituary. Lorelei L. Crane was done in by the cigarettes, just like she always said she would be, on November 2nd, 2023. Born in 1963 in Tomahawk, Wisconsin, Lorelei found the Northwoods stifling and left for greener pastures, so it was rather surprising when she chose to spend the rest of her life in Waukesha, Wisconsin. As she would have said, that's the way the cookie bounces. Lorelei was a talented musician and gifted artist. She possessed an expansive intellect and a quick wit, and she was cherished by those who came to know her. An ornery old coot from the day she was born, she was known equally well for enriching the lives of those around her and for picking fights with strangers for no discernible reason. Though she has left us and passed into the loving arms of Gilda Radner, her spirit will live forever in the traits and values she instilled in her loved ones. The value of unapologetic self-expression, a stubborn streak a mile wide, the necessity of caring for others, and severe mental illness. In the 90s, Lorelei attended the University of Wisconsin in Waukesha, where she was objectively the best damn editor the student newspaper ever saw. She also edited other university publications, tutored fellow students, and worked in the computer lab, where she discovered a lifelong love of tinkering with technology and absolutely eviscerating internet trolls. She never let a bigot or hypocrite go unpunished, and though friends and family occasionally got singed in the process, her burns were mind-bogglingly clever and impeccably crafted. Though she was reclusive in her later years, Lorelei was a frequent sight at poetry slams and open mic nights in the 90s and 2000s, where she performed her brilliantly uncomfortable poems and musical works to audiences who mostly didn't know what just happened, but appreciated the talent involved. She was perhaps best known in the scene for her scathing ode to Waukesha, sung to the tune of Rocky Top by the Osborne brothers. Lorelei was a truly singular person, an underappreciated genius, a cantankerous troublemaker, a radical, a lover of the subversive, a creator of unfathomable beauty, and more influential than she ever knew. The world is a far less interesting place for her loss. Lorelei is survived by many loved ones with whom she had complicated relationships. Her loving partner of 28 years, Peter, genderless gremlin child Kelly, flawless grandchild Danielle, and siblings Jill, Carrie, Kim, Deborah, Julie, and Timothy. She was preceded in death by mother Janet, an extremely problematic lumberjack dad, and David Bowie, with whom she had no relationship, but it seems important. There will be no service. A single verbal misstep in a eulogy may well summon her back from the dead to complain about it, and after everything cancer put her through, she really deserves some rest. Those who wish to celebrate her life would best memorialize her by making some art and yelling at a Republican. Goodbye, Mom. I love you.
Oh,
That is from Kelly Lynch on TikTok, and I thought it was incredible.
they did an incredible job.
It wasn't scathing, but it kept it real, I feel
Yeah.
like. But also
Funny
so like
and loving.
intricate. You
Yeah.
fully get such a good image of what their mom was like.
Yeah,
So I thought that was
that
incredible.
was great. I loved that.
Thank you, girlie. Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll hear what had you spinning in your coffin this week.
Alrighty.
We'll be right back. And we're back. What had you spinning in your coffin this week?
Okay, so to follow last week's episode on vertical cemeteries, I thought I would cover vertical burials or upright burials, as they're called.
Okay.
Okay, I actually love this so much, and I just feel like it's unique and cool and funny. An upright burial is what you would imagine. Either you are interred standing straight up, or your casket is buried feet first, standing straight up.
I love it.
Okay.
Sounds wild.
Upright burials are not a new concept. They date back as far as the Neolithic times, where some people were buried in seated positions upright, and many cultures have buried their dead standing up, whether it be a sign of respect or certain religious rites. Today, it seems that mostly a vertical burial would be done because of space. Like we talked about last week, we are running out of space. To save space, and it's a greener practice because we are saving space, and as we know, traditional burial is not eco-friendly. But I want to talk about some modern upright burial pioneers quickly. An Australian company called, ready for this, Spencer? Upright Burials.
Ooh, innovative.
In 1984, George Lines, an agricultural consultant, came up with the idea to have an all vertical burial business. Everything was straight up, okay? Years later, he got together friends and investors, and in 2010, his dream became reality. He started this upright burials company. They started operating, and they've been growing ever since. They have all of the same processes, it seems, as like a traditional funeral home. You can pre-plan your burial and funeral plans. They help with body pickup and transfer. They prepare the body and they bury the body, except everything is very green and eco-friendly. We'll get to that in a second. And if you do choose to have like a traditional funeral, they will work with other funeral directors to make that happen and then bury you in their cemetery. On their website, it says, quote, "Upright Burials provides Australians with a proven alternative in burials that is simple, natural, and economical." And they even have infographics that show exactly what happens, which we can post. So they receive your loved one, and instead of using toxic embalming fluids, they freeze the person solid.
Oh.
Yeah. So once the person is frozen like an ice cube, they lay them in a biodegradable body bag. Then the body is placed on something called a catafalque, which I learned from
That's a kind of fuck are you doing to me? My God.
I learned from the dictionary that it is
Not the dictionary.
I did. Is, quote, a decorated wooden framework supporting the coffin or a distinguished person during a funeral or while lying in state. So I guess it's kind of like a bear. Like it's
Okay.
like a wheel thing. I also, really quick, was reading on strangehistory.net about a corpse belt. And I never heard that term before. And they showed a patent for it in 1879. And it was literally a belt that was in the coffin that helped keep a corpse upright.
Okay.
Because you think about that. But Upright Burials doesn't use a coffin. They just use this biodegradable bag. So anyway, they transport the frozen body to their grave, and then you are slowly lowered feet first into the ground. Again, no casket. The hole is about 2 feet wide and 10 feet deep.
Okay.
Their cemetery is the Curweeton Road Cemetery, and this cemetery looks like just big green rolling hills. It doesn't have any grave markers, so finding your loved one is a little tougher, but they give you like the exact GPS locations to find them. According to their website, the surrounding land is used for grazing sheep, and quote, details of the deceased are recorded on a memorial wall at the cemetery's entrance. And I also read that their cemetery can hold up to 40,000 bodies. The packages for this are about $3,700, and for every person buried, they plant a tree at Mount Elephant, which is an extinct volcano that is close by. So it's really pretty. You'd never know this place is a cemetery, but everybody is just buried standing up 10 feet deep.
I love it. I see. I'd opt for that over being put in a building somewhere.
I know. You kind of get the best of both worlds. It's green, you're still buried, but I want a casket.
I know.
I want a casket.
You're slowly converting me.
Okay. Especially a double casket? A double wide?
We could be put in a casket together.
That
I
would be
would
sick.
love it. Side by side.
Oh my God.
That's my dream.
I love it. And our dogs?
Just everyone.
Oh, I love it.
Sorry,
Cisco's buried vertically
down.
next to us.
Yeah, we didn't have enough room to elongate the plot anymore. I had to fit our double casket.
Oh my God. Okay. So now I want to get into some stories of people who were buried upright, but not because they were eco-friendly people. And actually, I feel like they wanted to take up more space. But okay. So first we have Benjamin Johnson. He is an English poet and playwright. I didn't know who he was, but apparently he's like the second to William Shakespeare as far as playwrights go. And William Shakespeare even like acted in one of his plays. So he's very popular.
Nepo baby.
Okay, I don't think so. I think one of his most famous plays is The Alchemist, the play. I don't know.
Is that the book?
Well, I know there's a book called The Alchemist, but he had a play called The Alchemist. So, honey, I don't know. I'm just an author.
But speaking of books, honey, you can get it now on BarnesandNoble.com or Target.com or Walmart.com or through the publisher.
He also had a wild backstory. Apparently, he killed someone in a duel and was tried for murder, but only spent a few days in prison. I don't know. Anyway, Ben dies in August of 1637 at the age of 65. He was buried the next day, and a ton of mourners showed up to pay their respects. But here's where it gets interesting. So despite him having success throughout his life, he died pretty poor. He also wanted to be buried in the Westminster Abbey, which is where all of the greats are buried. They have an iconic corner called the Poets' Corner, where William Shakespeare, Charles Dickens, Henry Irving, they're all laid to rest there. To get a space there, you had to pay a pretty penny. So there are two stories that I read about. One was that Ben begged King Charles I for just 18 inches in Westminster Abbey. The other was that he was begging someone else and was like, I don't even need the normal burial space. Just give me 2 feet by 2 feet. Like, that's all I need. So whoever made it work, and he wasn't buried in Poets' Corner, but he was buried in the Westminster Abbey Cemetery, and he only got 18 inches, which I think width-wise, he only got 18 inches. And they buried him standing straight up. Furthermore, his inscription on his burial plaque, just the disrespect, they spelled his name wrong.
Oh, no.
Okay? But here's the thing. I read on the Westminster Abbey website that in 1849, grave diggers were digging a new grave for someone else right by his grave, and they accidentally disturbed his grave, and the grave diggers saw him standing there. They saw his feet, and then his head fell off and rolled into the fresh grave, and it still had hair.
Oh, I'm feeling a leg. What a show.
What a show. Okay, next we have We have James Britton Bailey. He's also known as Britt Bailey. And he was a man in the 1800s, and he purchased land in Texas, and he called it Bailey's Prairie. He started setting up his home there, working on a cabin, and moving his whole family into this prairie. At the time when he purchased the prairie, he purchased it from the Spanish government, but then Mexico gained independence from Spain, and so he was told to move. And he fought with the government until the day he died in 1832. He died from cholera. But I like his attitude because he put some burial instructions in his will that I really like. I appreciate. He wanted to be buried on his prairie, standing straight up, facing the west, because he never wanted anyone to say, "Here lies James Britton Bailey." Instead, he wanted them to say, "Here stands James Britton Bailey." And to top it off, he wanted to be buried with his rifle and a jug of whiskey with him. And that's exactly what he got.
I love that.
I love him. Okay, next we have Reverend Joshua Butcher. He was a preacher in Tennessee, then moved to Alabama. And then he died in Athens, preaching until the day he died in 1845. He's buried in the Old Town Cemetery in Athens. And allegedly, he's buried standing up for a few different reasons. One is that he wanted to keep preaching even after his death. And the other is that he had arthritis and was nervous that when Judgment Day came, and if he was laying down, his arthritis would prevent him from rising.
That also sounds like an obsessive thought.
I know, but historical records show that he was indeed buried vertically.
Love it.
Two more. We have similarly Thomas Gooding. He was a Mason who died in 1600, and he paid a shit ton of money to be interred standing up because he too felt that it would help him on Judgment Day. But I wanted to tell you about him because I think his tomb is so cool. And I have all the notes linked, but I read somewhere, and this showed like in the 1600s how anatomically wrong people were about the skeleton. Because his tomb has like a skeleton on it.
Uh-huh.
And the skeleton's all wonky.
Uh-huh.
Okay, last but not least, we have Jimmy Dale Struble. He was a cowboy from Colorado. He passed away at the age of 49 in 1992. 6 years earlier, in 1986, he had gotten into a fight with another cowboy over who was a better roper, according to the SeattleTimes.com. This left him paralyzed from the neck down and in a wheelchair the last few years of his life. So he had one dying wish, and that was to be buried standing up. He hated being paralyzed and not being able to stand, so he wanted to be buried standing up, and he wanted to have his boots on. His casket had his saddle draped over it, and all of his friends lowered his casket into the ground with their lassos, and they lowered it feet first.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
And that's it.
Oh my God, I love a vertical
I know.
burial, but I would like to lie down.
I think so. I love to lie down. You know, when we're working out, our trainer told me, he's like, "I think this is your favorite one, huh?" And it's a bench press. I'm like, yeah, because I get to lie down.
You know what I'd like? I'd like to be like, I'm a side sleeper by nature.
Fetal position.
I'd like to be on my side when I'm buried. So let that be known. All right, well, we're going to take one more quick break. And when we come back, I'll tell you what had me spinning in my coffin this week.
Alrighty.
We'll be right back.
And we're back. Spencer, what had you standing in your coffin?
Yeah, standing. I'm super excited about my coffin spinner this week because we got an email from a listener a while back named Becky Isbill, who wrote in about a cemetery in their hometown of Hugo, Oklahoma, which is a small town in southeast Oklahoma with a population of about 5,000, she says.
Oh, wow.
And then the email went on to say a fun fact about Hugo is that it is known as Circus City, USA.
What?
Which is also where we should live.
We need to go to Oklahoma. We haven't been.
We haven't. Why? I'm glad you asked, they write. At one time, the town was known to be the winter quarters for at least 3 circuses, one of which I worked at while putting myself through college.
Okay.
Because of the circus background, we have a cemetery that has a section in it called Showman's Rest. Here, you will find all sorts of circus performers buried. And
I just got the chills.
I have included links that include more details about the cemetery. Also, fun fact, Lane Frost, a famous bull rider, they made a movie about him called 8 Seconds, and Buster Brown, the shoemaker, are buried there. I hope you have fun reading up on this cool place where our circus friends are laid to rest. Keep being awesome. And by the way, since Spencer told Madison to suck a fart out of his ass, that is now our favorite comeback.
I don't even remember that.
Tell it to you daily.
Yeah.
Your friends formerly from Hugo, Oklahoma, now residing in Ding Dong, Texas. Becky, Smother, Isabel, and Ethan.
Becky and Ethan?
Smother, remember the cameo?
Yes.
So she got the cameo for her son, Ethan. Do you remember?
Oh my God, yes.
And they also wrote, P.S. if you ever come to Austin, please let us know. We'd love to show you around. Well, we were just there, but we'll hopefully be back next year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, oh, God. 2024, what the hell?
2024, I'm going to be a whore. That's my motto.
Ooh, 2024, I'm going to hit the floor.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I already do hit the floor. My ankles go.
Well, first off, Becky, thank you so much for sending this in. Second, how incredibly perfect is it that we live in a world where a cemetery exists with a section called Showman's Rest?
I mean, how do we get in there? Okay.
We are showmen. We are nothing if not showmen. Okay. I ended up going through all of the articles Becky sent, so thank you for those. And I also did a little more searching on my own and some newspaper archive digging. So with that being said, let's get into Circus City, USA and this incredible cemetery.
I can't wait.
As Becky mentioned, many circuses have called Hugo home, and it turns out that it also served as a winter getaway for many carnivals as well. And this dates back primarily to the 1940s, I read, though other sources that spoke about Showman's Rest prove it had been going on for decades prior by the time the 40s rolled around, and we'll have more on that in a second. But first, I have to gush about this town for a second. Every November, I guess the town of Hugo welcomes back, still, an entourage of circus performers and carnival folk, and each April they wave them off as they head out to hit the road. So it's like this whole town thing. And not only do I love that, but in April, the performers host a big show for the town before heading out.
How cool.
I know, I want to go one day.
When is it?
In April.
Oh, April.
Atlas Obscura actually highlighted Hugo in an article titled Under God's Big Top, the photos from the circus cemetery in Hugo, Oklahoma. Don't worry, Geoffs, we will absolutely be posting some of these incredible gravestones because talking about them is not enough. But this article in particular highlights the 1930s, writing, quote, "The little town of Hugo, Oklahoma has been the winter home of traveling circuses since the 1930s and the eternal home for some of those who spent their life under the big top. The Showman's Rest section of Mount Olivet Cemetery is bordered by sculpt-tusked elephants on granite pedestals, with each grave colorfully designed to show the personality and trade of the interred. Hugo is still Circus City, USA, as its welcome sign proclaims, with the Kelly Miller and Carson and Barnes circuses currently calling the town home. There's also the Endangered Ark Foundation, with the second largest herd of Asian elephants in the United States, and in driveways around town you can see circus trailers alongside pickup trucks and maybe a trapeze in the front yard."
Cool.
You know, I did trapeze once.
You did?
Yeah. Another story for another day.
How old were you?
I was in rehab. It was like an outing they took us to. They said, "Look, life can be fun without it." Anyways, so they talked about it, and it's very sweet. It all sounds so sweet and so cool to me.
Yeah.
But further research led me to the discovery of a tragedy known as the Hammond Circus train wreck that occurred back in 1918.
Oh, no. All I think about are the animals. I mean, I love the circus. Don't love when they used animals.
I know. It was a hot summer day, June 22nd to be specific, and it was actually in the early hours of the morning. Because of the size of the Hammond Circus, which was one of the most famous circuses at the time, they required 2 trains to transport all of their acts. The Hammond Circus train wreck is considered to be one of the deadliest circus disasters in history. Essentially what happened was one of their trains was having some issue, and I've read that it was overheated. I've read another one that someone fell fell asleep while they were driving the second train. And either way, a train that was operated by the Hagenbeck-Wallace Circus was traveling from Michigan City to Hammond when an axle on one of the train's cars overheated and caught fire. The train was carrying performers, animals, and equipment for the circus. The fire quickly spread to the other cars, and within a short period, the entire train was engulfed in flames. The circus performers and animals faced great difficulty escaping from the burning cars. Many of the animals, including lions, tigers, and horses, were trapped and perished in the fire, which is so sad.
So sad.
The exact number of casualties remains uncertain, but it's estimated that more than 86 people lost their lives in the tragedy. The intense heat from the fire made it challenging to identify and count the victims accurately. Additionally, many bodies were badly burned, further complicating the identification process, especially, think about given the times, they didn't have any of the proper technology.
Even if the body was perfect, it would have been hard.
It still would have been difficult. From an article in the Smithsonian, quote, although the Gary and Hammond fire departments arrived as quickly as possible on scene, the only source of water were nearby shallow marshes. A wrecking crane was also brought to the accident site to dig people out, but couldn't initially be used because of the heat from the fire. It was too intense and they had to stop.
Oof.
The Daily Gate City and Constitution Democrat, which is an Iowa newspaper, wrote later that day, the task of identifying the dead and seriously injured was almost hopeless. Not only were many of the bodies burned so badly that recognition was impossible, but practically everyone on the train was killed or hurt. More than 100 people were injured in the accident, 86 were killed, including some of the circus's famed performers. Animal trainer Millie Jewell, dubbed the Girl Without Fear, Jenny Ward Todd, an aerialist and member of the Flying Wards, a bareback rider, Louise Cottrell, and Wild West rider, Verna Connor, strongmen brothers Arthur and Joseph Derricks, and the wife of two young sons of the chief clown, Joseph Coyle. In the aftermath of the accident, the families of the deceased performers struggled with who to blame. Was it the railroad company's fault? The engineer driving the empty train? A man named Alonzo Sargent was arrested and charged with manslaughter. Ooh. And nobody really knew why. And this was it the circus company itself. All of them seemed to shirk any blame. One spokesperson on the Interstate Comments Commission even released a statement to the Chicago Daily Tribune saying, "We do everything we can to discourage the use of wooden cars on passenger trains and urge the substitution of steel ones. That's all we can do." And they did. There was a lot of changes that were made to how, especially with circuses, how they traveled and everything.
Okay.
Because they were on these wooden trains before, which were more susceptible to damage. So there was a lot of new regulations that were put into place after this. But in the following weeks after the accident, 53 of the deceased performers were offered a burial in a large plot at Woodlawn Cemetery in Chicago, which had just been purchased by the Showman's League. Only 5 of the victims had marked graves. The rest were burned too badly to be identified. When the coffins arrived, more than 1,500 mourners gathered to pay their respects, and their graves were memorialized with a stone elephant, its trunk drooping in sadness. So Showman's Rest isn't the only place where these bodies are buried, but I wanted to show you some of the things that are there.
Oh, that headstone is incredible.
There's circus tent ones. There's all kinds of
holy cow.
Interesting.
We'll post these because they're incredible.
Thought it was cool. So there's multiple Showman's Rest.
Oh.
There's one in Hugo, Oklahoma, which has a ton of beautiful graves. There's another one in Miami where they have a memorial park where there's large elephant and lion statues.
Like a boot hill, but for circus.
Yeah, but there's also markers commemorating all the major circus performers of the time. And Tampa has one, which I wish we would have known about before.
Oh, man.
I think the biggest might be in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was reading on the Wikipedia page, and it said, they have the popular culture, it said the location was used in an episode of NBC's Chicago Fire where a gravekeeper's arm is pinned under a fallen gravestone.
Okay.
So Chicago Fire fans, keep an eye on it. Yeah, you might have seen it.
Oh my, wow.
But I think it's really cool that they commemorated these people with these awesome headstones. And another great way to commemorate people is with an obituary, Madison.
Okay, and this obituary that I have was a pretty popular one like a year ago, but I just stumbled upon it. It's written by journalist Katie Weaver, and it's for her mom. Found it on Twitter, and I have it linked, but it was a beautiful obituary. It says, Dr. Maureen Brennan Weaver died at home in Harrisburg on June 14th, shocking all who loved her by being ahead of schedule for the first time in her life. Desperately missing her and her beloved daughter Katie and son-in-law Taylor, and her adoring husband of 33 years, John, to whom Maury provided selfless care throughout his prolonged infirmity. Also mourning Mar are siblings Jim, Tom, and Meg, whose sons and daughters have lost a rowdy aunt, plus countless friends and patients. Maureen bunked at the top of her class from Camp Hill school days through years at Bryn Mawr and the Pennsylvania College of Podiatric Medicine, where her parents, Thomas and Patricia Brennan, fondly recalled, she wore out a path collecting graduation awards. John Weaver reports she wore Teddy Pendergrass jeans and green sneakers the day they met in Philly. A few summers later, their pastoral Allenbury wedding had to be reconstituted in a basement during a July downpour, which everyone swore was good luck. Luck bloomed the following year. Maureen gave birth to her favorite child and opened her podiatry practice. When a broken wrist forced her to give up surgery, she persisted as an uncommonly caring foot doctor, treasured by patients who showered her with homemade treats she occasionally accepted as pay. Dr. Brennan Weaver could not stop herself from buying shoes for patients if she spotted just what they needed while shopping. She categorically did not do house calls except for patients she really liked. Of these, there were so many she had to set aside whole days for house calls. Brilliant and curious, she could have done anything. She chose podiatry to have holidays off, but usually forgot to schedule them off. After decades of work, she retired to care for her best-liked patient, her cherished mother Pat, who preceded her in death by just 4 years. Maureen was 6 foot and loved strays of all species, could outthink any opponent, was riotously funny, and pathologically generous. If you mentioned a thing you liked, she'd get you 11 when she found them at a great price. When a young nephew wished for a plastic microscope, she found him a real one at a great price and painstakingly prepared hundreds of slides for his study. Maureen had a cackle that crashed through rooms. She died before discovering what, if anything, she was afraid of. Maureen's true joys were helping people and anyone, anywhere saving money. She briefly employed a skilled housekeeper, but found her a more lucrative job. She clipped coupons for diapers and left them in the baby aisle. Decades ago, she acquired a huge box of toothbrushes for pennies on the dollar and has kept her family in toothbrushes ever since. Maureen was a gardener to make Earth proud. In lieu of sending flowers, please plant a little something in her memory. Please also be aware in her memory that garden centers mark perennials down to unbelievable prices in the fall. No amount of time with the astonishing Maureen would have been enough for her family and friends.
Aww.
Though she gave us enough toothbrushes and memories to last several lifetimes. Oh, how we loved her.
So sweet.
So sweet.
I'm taking us in a different direction, okay?
Okay.
okay. So this is actually an obituary I saw at the Salem Witchboard Museum. Well,
Okay.
I guess more of a death notice.
Love it.
This is from the Boston Daily Globe, May 18th, 1900, and it says, answered, a call to die.
Ooh.
Bridgeport woman's explanation for suicide. She was a spiritualist and she was wanted on the other side. So, Mrs. Sarah E. Griffin took strychnine and told her husband and died.
What?
Bridgeport, Connecticut, May 17th, driven to desperation by her inability to fathom the mysteries of the Ouija board, the acknowledged leader of the local community of spiritualists, Mrs. Sarah Elizabeth Griffin, died last night, absorbed a large quantity of strychnine, and passed into the spirit world. God commanded me to die, she said to her aged husband after she had taken the poison. She had carried the poison to bed with her, and when all was still swallowed, the fatal potion. She was subject to horrible dreams, and when her husband was aroused by her moans, he at first thought nothing of it, as she frequently had the nightmare. I'm sorry to laugh, but he heard moaning and he's
If
like,
my
"Is
husband
that
heard
for
moan,
me?"
yeah.
She's like, "No, I took strychnine." Then he heard her voice summoning him. When he reached her side, she extended her hand and said, "Papa, forgive me, but it was to be. They came tonight and told me I should not delay. This night they wanted me. I have done it, and I will soon be with them. Oh, how glad I am that I have been called." They kept calling and calling, saying, "Tonight, tonight." They were relentless and said it was decreed that I should leave at once. So I have merely obeyed the summons. But you will not be alone long, dear, for I shall come for you soon. Yes, sooner than you realize.
Creepy.
These were her last words. Before a physician arrived, the woman was dead. Until recently, Mrs. Griffin was a prominent Methodist church worker, but as of late had given all her time to the study of spiritualism. The Ouija board was one of her favorite companions. She became so absorbed in the mysteries of the cult that her brain weakened, and on Thursday night, it completely collapsed. It's kind of scathing.
I know.
The imaginary summons entered her head, and she brooded on it until it taunted her into obeying it. Her ancestors were of old revolutionary stock and at one time occupied a high position in this state.
Wow.
How about that?
That's freaky.
Isn't it That's probably like one of the creepiest obituaries.
I know. Okay, love a creepy one.
Oh my God. Well,
Poor lady.
speaking of creeps, I got a major one, but you're up first. We've spun in our coffins.
We've bitched our obituaries.
And that means it's time for some dumb
Ask
criminals. Who you got?
Okay, well, I was looking through the old newspapers and I found a dumb criminal from July 15th, 1885. This is from the Evening News. It says, peculiar fraud. One of the most curious impositions ever practiced is reported in a late number of the Times. A man named William Meller of Flash near Buxton is wanted by the police. Having been ill and attended by a doctor, he, upon recovery, shaved off his whiskers and beard and otherwise so altered his appearance as to induce the same doctor to believe that he was William Meller's brother and that the sick man was dead. Having obtained a certificate, he registered his own death and drew the burial money from a forester's lodge. Upon the discovery of the fraud, he decamped.
I love that he just shaved and said,
I'm actually my brother.
"Yeah." God, I need to do that. I'm getting ready to fake my death soon. Okay, I have a dumbass, a major dumbass,
Okay.
and it's been making the rounds this week because he's a streaker and he streaked at Disneyland, honey.
No, the one right here?
The one right. Did you see this?
Okay, I did see something about naked in Disneyland, but I don't know what happened.
Okay, well, I have an article from the LA Times that explains it all by Daniel Miller. It says a 26-year-old man was arrested on Sunday after he removed his clothes at Disneyland Park, according to Anaheim Police Department spokesman Jonathan McClintock. Officers responded to the Anaheim theme park just after 1:30 p.m. to assist Disneyland security with a guest who had removed his clothes and was naked in or near It's a Small World attraction. Okay, here's the thing. This person looks insane, the guy who did it. I don't know if his name's out there or not, but he has like a permed mullet.
Oh, no.
Like a scary 80s,
Spencer.
very skinny guy. I love a streaker, I do. Okay, I gotta say I love a streaker.
I do too, but not
at
on a
Disneyland.
kid's
Yeah,
ride.
that is kids' territory. Or Disney adults who haven't seen anything like that. Okay.
Okay.
You know
It is
what?
a pure place.
I think he's a dumbass. There's videos of him going around. I saw it. I seen him naked. And honey, I will say it is a small world after all.
Not blurred.
No, there's not. I have a not blurred video. I'll share it with you. Not online.
Oh my God. I do love a streaker at like a football game or something.
I know.
It's just funny.
Have you ever gone streaking?
Yeah, when I was younger.
I used to do it all the time. Younger also, like a teenager, we used to always we'd be like in a field drinking or something and everybody would be like, let's go streaking.
Yeah. Now my tits are too big, honey. I need a bra at all times.
You'd be streaking, they'd be back at the house.
Yeah.
Getting warm by the fireplace. Oh God, we don't have time for anything else this week. We've just
Talked your head off.
talked your head up. Well, actually, we have a little PO box.
We
Kitty.
do have a little P.O. box. Let's see.
You opened last week's song.
Yes.
Whoever sent this, it says Spencer, Madison, and Dogs. Whoever sent this, we fold envelopes the same way. Instead of licking it, you
Oh, you
fold it.
put it in? What a
Oh my
cute
God,
card.
That is cute. It says, Dear Spencer, Madison, and Pups. It doesn't say dear. I added that.
Okay.
Spencer, Madison, and Pups. Excuse the Halloween card.
Excuse me, who are you talking to?
Yeah, look who you're talking to. I meant to send this a month ago. I have ADHD. While cleaning my mom's basement, I came across this book I got at the Scholastic Book Fair when I was younger and knew I had to
love
send this
those.
to you. Please enjoy these dumbass criminals with love, longtime Geop and cult babe, Hannah. They crossed out Halloween and wrote Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Hannah.
World's dumbest crooks. True tales of goofs, giggles, and gaffs.
No way.
I love that this is okay. It makes it so okay. First of all, I love this, but it makes it so special that you gave us your book from childhood.
Yeah, that is so special. And
you were
those Scholastic book fairs were lit.
oh, the shit! I felt like a baller. Like,
Yeah.
I'm getting this and this and this because my parents would let me buy books. Because
Maybe we can get our book in there.
we need to get the Big Hot Book of Death into these schools. These are incredible. And actually, you know what I think we'll do is we'll each use this as our dumb criminal next week. We'll each pick one from this book.
I love that.
We'll just flip to a random one. How about?
Ooh, love that.
That'll be fun. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank
guys
you,
are the
Hannah.
best. If you have stuff you want to send us, you can always send it to us at P.O. Box 18149, Long Beach, California, 90807. Anything else you want to know, including where you can get our book, can be found on obituarypodcast.com.
Yes, baby.
And that's it for the week. We'll see you next week with some more coffin spinners
Obituaries.
and dumb
Ask
criminals. Goodbye.
Goodbye.